Let's go!
So straight up you'll see something I'm doing here is right after I catch a monkey, I'm switching my gadgets. That basically, there's a sort of cooldown before you can start moving again once you catch a monkey. Or it's basically after you swing any weapon, but if you cancel that with switching weapons, you can just start moving straight away. So the first few levels of this game are pretty standard. There's not really too much to them. There's a couple of the neat little tricks. And there's also some lag reduction that we do here in this level.
Kinda starts off slow, but gets a few levels.
So this is the first of several training rooms. Basically every time we get a new gadget, there's a training room for it. So we get to practice how to swim here.
Yeah, he's got the water.
So yeah, I guess I'll mention now that this game's like really laggy. So you need to do a lot of sort of strats to prevent that lag, and that mostly comes down to camera controls, which funnily enough are on D-pad for whatever reason, because they didn't really have any other place to put the controls.
Yeah, this game was kind of made to show us the first game to require it. So most of what you do.
So we do a cool strat here, where we ground pound, and the net hitbox is really big when you ground pound, and so you can just catch the monkey on top of there without actually getting on top of it.
You're supposed to need a gadget. There's a few different ways to skip up to it. You have to be careful on the levels like screen, because if you just mash, you go back to the same level you were just in.
Yep.
You have to wait. I think it's like an audio key.
Yeah, there are audio cues for it. Still, like, you never want to be pressing the input to enter a level more than once. So at the start of this level, it's not too important to like actually be fast. So we're waiting on a cycle here on the like elevator sort of thing. So basically the only important thing is to make this.
That monkey in the little room.
So pretty much everywhere, we're doing a technique, or anytime I'm double jumping, I'm doing a technique called a neutral double jump. Basically where, for the second jump input, I take my hand off of the left analog stick for directions, and then put it back on as soon as I've finished the jump. For whatever reason, if you like are holding a direction while you put in the second jump input, it just slows you down a lot and you lose a lot of distance. It becomes important in some jumps you can't make without doing a neutral double jump.
This game's got really awkward double jumps in general as well. Like,
Let's go!
like you can only double jump pretty early in the jump. You start losing height at all. Nice RNG.
Yeah.
So those little monkeys can be in any of the 6 boxes. You just have to work out with the radar.
There's a cool trick at the start of this level. It's somewhat consistent in that, like, if you hit a very precise spot, the monkey won't run away. But it mostly comes down to, like, if I get around that spot and then just get lucky.
Lag reduction there.
But basically, if you hit a pretty precise spot there, that monkey can just not get into the UFO and you can catch him.
Like the idea of this but then you get more gadgets as the game progresses, so you have to come back to the previous level.
So basically, the idea of getting that UFO-less would mean I would be able to finish on this monkey I'm about to catch here. So that monkey can be a bit of a troll, mostly because of that like plant thing that sits there, and the monkey likes to just run around that plant. So yeah, that's one difference with this Ape Escape, as opposed to later two, in that you can just like put the net on the ground and spin it around, and you'll just catch monkeys for days. Whereas in 2 and 3, I believe you actually need to swing at the monkeys.
The monkeys in 2 and 3 are somewhat less trolly though. Like these ones can just run around wherever they want.
So this is the last of the sort of rather standard levels. You'll see close to the start here will be what I was talking about with jumps that you can't actually make if you like aren't neutral double jumping.
So this guy runs away from me if he sees you. Give it stealthy.
So first, we're gonna just jump over there. Don't worry about the stairs.
This one particularly doesn't look possible. He just
Just a small thing there with your movement is slightly slower on ramps. So if you just do a double jump, it's very slightly faster. So there's a different route in this level where you catch a monkey that we call Windy, and there's one person I know who currently goes for it because it's a 2-second time save, but the monkey can basically kill, or will basically kill, half of your runs at the very least.
Oh yeah, it cancels fall damage by swinging items like gadgets. You don't take any fall damage when swinging gadgets.
So now we're done with the sort of stock standard levels, and this next level is where it starts to get really interesting.
This is where the game gets fun.
So in this next level, it's where we get the slingshot, and so you're pretty much going to see straight away when I'm in the training room for the slingshot how broken it is. So this game has infinite jumps. Basically, how it works is when you pull back the slingshot, like you can see I'm sort of like going to shoot there, it thinks you're on the ground, and so right after that you can do another jump and you can just chain those together.
Let's go!
I think all of the Ape Escape games have some broken mechanic with the slingshot. They're just really bad at making like in Ape 2 you can just like float up in the air.
Yeah.
You like crawl and
So we're going for something we call ill catch here,
Thank you. I don't know what the deal is with those bananas. Sometimes they trip you up, but most of the time you can just run over them and nothing.
I think, as far as I'm aware, once the monkey is caught, like anything that he had, like any attacks, like rockets, bananas, anything that he had out, just doesn't really do anything anymore.
Yeah, so with, like, from here on, you're basically going to be getting most of the monkeys in unintended ways.
Yeah. Yeah, so this next level is where we get pretty much the last of the gadgets we use regularly. That's the super hoop.
Yeah, now we get to go fast. Well, not quite yet. These races, you do them in 100%, but you actually don't need to do them to beat the game.
No
so you
idea
just
what it was, to be honest. They'll change it. This one's epic, or...
they give you Spectre coins, which give you percentage, but they're not required.
So there's a cool strat I wish I could show off in this room, where you sort of jump up on that mailbox and you can skip this whole training room section, but it's quite finicky, so...
Yeah, it doesn't save much time either. So. You just end up running over the ceilings of these rooms rather than waiting for the gates.
So this is probably the level you'll most noticeably see the lag in. This first room is quite terrible to actually play.
Let's go!
Little movement thing. When he's jumping out of the hoop, he's doing what's called a boost jump. Basically, you cancel the hoop before you jump, and you keep all the momentum from the hoop movement into your jump and go really far forward. If you just do a normal jump out of the hoop, you just go up. Like, oh no.
So,
Okay.
a monkey is really lame if he ever gets away, especially if he gets into the water. Because, as you can see, the lag there is pretty terrible. And then what I do there is a boosted jump into infinite. Basically, chains those two techniques together. Like that mentioned before, you do the boosted jump, and then that acts as your first jump of your infinite jump chain. And so you carry the momentum from the boosted jump through your first few infinite jumps.
Let's see. Normal infinite jumps kind of go up mostly. You don't get very much momentum from them, but chaining boost jumps into them lets you go forward as well. And they're kind of technical as well. You have to do lots of inputs very quickly.
Let's go!
Nice.
Did that cycle just right.
I think there's a new strat there where you like run on the ceiling, but it's kind of precise. He was messing it up a bit yesterday. And then this room is really laggy. So because of the way infinite jumps work, if it's lagging a lot, you have to change your timing. Because, yeah, like...
Yeah, if you just keep the same timing, you'll, like, because the game's lag and there's actual, like, physical game lag, the inputs just won't be at the right timing. And so if it's lagging a lot, it becomes really hard to keep infinite jumps going.
Nice. So what happens if you don't boost jump?
So Dex's Island is quite a cool level to talk about. There's a skip about halfway through where we hit a loading zone from underneath. And it's one of the only times that, like, this game is at, like, for how broken it is, the game is surprisingly tight in, like, how sealed up everything is.
Yeah, like you can get out of bounds, but there's like death planes everywhere and ceilings on all the rooms.
are awful, but I got an explosive from that, so that's okay. I'm absolutely fine with that.
Yeah, there's different ammo for the slingshot, and you need the explosives and guided pellets later on.
So we're out of bounds here. We drop down onto a lower plane. Look at the loading zone we want to hit. Walk a bit forward. Do some rather slow infinite jumps. And we hit the loading zone from underneath.
You skip a mini boss by doing that as well. It's like a
Yeah, there was an old skip that we still skipped the mini boss, but there was like it was a little more finicky and like you had to do a lot more infinite jumps to actually get it.
Thing closes really fast.
You complete 40% in any percent. In any percent 2, you complete 80%, and then in 100% you obviously get 100%.
Any percent 2 is a weird name, but it's basically just all monkeys. The reason they call it any percent 2 is because it's like true ending. There's another ending afterwards. But yeah, 100% requires you to do all the time trials and get a bunch of collectibles.
So yeah, basically what you get percentage from in this game is time trials, spectre coins, and monkeys. So if you're just getting monkeys, you'll end up with 40% at the end of this category, 80% at the end of all monkeys, and then obviously the final 20% comes from doing all the time trials and getting golds in them, and getting all the spectre coins. So this level runs almost entirely on a cycle. I'm probably going to catch a pretty bad one here. So the strat is to land on top of that stick and just boosted straight or boosted to infinite straight off of it. And that allows you to get to this next section faster, which puts the mammoth on a better cycle, but it's still fine.
Yeah, that was alright.
As long as I get to shoot 2 shots at it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's like a monkey in that mammoth's like on the top thing, and you can shoot it out. And he just waits there forever as well, I think.
Yeah.
He never regains
Yeah, he
consciousness.
never regains consciousness. That's a really fast level. It's also really fun. Like, getting that level really well and making that sick jump at the start feels really nice. So this is where we get the gadget that we've sort of been cheating our way into having the whole game.
Go!
Yeah, this is what you're supposed to use to go up vertical stuff, but we don't need it really at all.
There are a couple of cool strats you can do with it, and I will use it a little bit later. But basically every time you want to use a new gadget, you need to like go into the gadget menu, switch it out, and then like... So oftentimes, small little time saves that you can actually get with the Skyflyer don't become worth it just because of the gadget menuing you have to do.
Yeah, there is a category for any percent no infinite jump where they don't use this glitch with the slingshot, and that makes...
But it's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's not bad actually. It uses a lot of strats. Like, you can still do a bunch of unintended stuff even without infinite jump. So. It hasn't been like super optimized. The record gets like terrible RNG everywhere.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I think the record has something like a 28 cycle spectre or something.
yeah.
Which is absolutely terrible.
The minimum is 5 for the record. Like.
So this room again runs on a cycle. You want to make... What I made there was basically like the backup. If you can get through this room really fast, you can just make it in time so that the top step is still up, and you can like just get onto it and then do a booster jump off of it to catch the last monkey in that room.
Liking the monkey faces in the chat.
I'm not sure if I got it right actually.
Did I get?
I think they use a C before.
Oh, right.
What was that?
I thought I got sound glitch there because that noise in the background.
I didn't know that was a thing in this game.
Let's go!
So we do a cool thing here when we catch that monkey and just fall straight down. Saves about a second over the other strat I could do. Although there is another strat you can do if you have the sky flare out that I believe is either as fast as what I just did or a little faster.
Yeah, and again, no fall damage because he swung the net. I honestly have no idea what the intended way to do this level is. So.
It's it's actually ridiculous that anyone was able to do this. Where's that monkey from?
Oh my god. Yeah, so there's like different types of monkeys with different coloured pants, and the black ones just fuck your shit up. They're gangsters. There's like red ones with guns, and blue ones, they do nothing, they just like sit there. Wait, no, the black ones have guns, the red ones have...
Red ones are just real aggressive.
Yeah, they just like punch you. Yeah.
So this is the second race that, for whatever reason, we just don't have to do. If you exit, the next level will be unlocked.
Yeah.
I'm going for it.
Which is a
Good
shame
pause.
because there are actually some really cool strats in the races that you can do. But you need to do 100% if you want to do them.
Nice, chatty.
Chatty, big chatty.
This level's really cool. It's really like compact. There's lots of monkeys in a small area, so you
Let's go!
It's quite a cool looking strat at the start that pretty much anyone could pick up a controller and do. I'm pretty sure you can just like hoop jump into the middle of them, and then like they'll still all just stay there and you can catch them all. But it looks really flashy and it's nice.
Hi-ya!
Oh my
Oh
god. So basically what I went for there is you can do some really cool movement and like you'll catch him while he's still just sort of resting there and you don't have to worry about him moving around at all. But
also saying you don't even need to jump for that triple catch, you can just run into it.
yeah.
Just too busy meditating.
I think they're too busy jamming out. As far as I know, they're like a band or something if you go in and read their descriptions.
Yeah, all the monkeys have little backstories that you can go into in like a gallery. They all have their own personality.
So this level's sort of like the bane of any new runner of this game, because infinite jumps when you're starting out can be a little tricky and you'll like sort of drop them all the time, and this level just has void literally everywhere. So if you're dropping infinite jumps here,
He'll die a lot.
yeah.
Worst room in the game right
This might be triple.
now. Oh boy.
That's really good.
Oh
Yeah,
man, that was
that's
great.
a really good gong room.
Yeah, normally they run in the little alcoves on the sides and just hide. To guess where they're coming out from. Yeah, Silver, we ended up kind of ahead of schedule. So.
No, we're actually not anymore.
Oh, we know.
I cut an hour out of that because
Oh, not bad. No, but I mean, I told people that when, or like we told people when this was going to be on, so and then it changed, I think.
Yes!
So now we're heading to the first level where we don't actually have to catch any monkeys. Basically, it's the first level that has Spectre in it, and so the only goal is to catch Spectre.
Spectre's the big bad guy. Extremely intelligent monkey.
So this level ends up being really cool. It's another one of the levels that is not quite as airtight as most of the rest of the game. And so we do a lot of cool running out of bounds on roofs and stuff.
Let's go!
Yeah, the fact that you don't have to catch monkeys here means you can just kind of beeline through everything. It's cool. I mean, you have to catch a couple, I think. Is that a different level?
No, yeah, not in this level.
Oh.
In other Spectre levels, there are some doors that have requirements to catch some monkeys, but this one it's just like a button that unlocks the door to Spectre. Boost it off there and hit a loading zone.
Damn it.
Like, why even bother at that point?
So yeah, now we basically skip the whole level to get to that button. There's a lot of stuff you would need to do otherwise, like go through a castle and beat some knights and do some other crazy stuff, but we just get to run through the whole thing, run back out, and then go up and fight Spectre.
Spectre.
Well, yeah.
Air quotes.
So again, lag reduction here, I'm just holding down on the D-pad while I do infinite jumps, so that I'm not looking at like the entirety of the castle. Makes doing those infinite jumps a lot easier. It's very common to drop infinite jumps there if you don't do any lag reduction.
And this is a great boss.
So I can't remember who it was, but like, I think I screwed this boss up a little while ago. And I had to like run around and wait for his electricity to run out instead of damage boosting or damage boosting like I'm here. And they like straight up said that they didn't understand that like this boss, like you actually could beat it without damage boosting.
Yeah, no one ever does it. It takes so long for this guy to become vulnerable.
Yes!
So now we're back to the present.
Yeah, the idea is you kind of start off really, really far back in time and kind of progress further forward as the game goes on.
So this is our final training room for this run. The RC car's used a little bit at the end. It's kind of cool. There's actually one really cool strat that became a lot easier recently because of the RC car, which I'm excited to get to show off.
Yeah, that should be cool. The RC car controls kind of weirdly as well. It tends to drift a bit.
I'm also really bad at being heavy-handed on my analogs, and so I'll accidentally hit R3, which calls the RC car back.
I'm going for it!
I love this guy.
So we just sort of sit here, wait for this monkey, and then catch in through the
He
gate.
just walks towards you. Oh, nice.
Bees
bee.
stuck.
Are they
Fun,
random, or do you have to...
I think it's slightly random. Like, you can do stuff to minimize, like, how much they can screw you, but
Yeah.
if he's in that spot, then it's just sort of, he will hit you. Don't shoot me, don't shoot me.
and just land straight in that fight. It's kinda tricky.
So this next fight that I'm heading into is really terrible. There's a monkey in there, there's a purple Pikachu, and the purple Pikachu can sort of just... Interesting. The purple Pikachu, like, if he gets you up against the wall, he'll just sort of screw you and constantly hit you. But we call the monkey, so no, it's not too bad.
Oh my god.
So it was a messy city park, but it's fine. Except it's
Oh my god.
Nice run.
Yeah, when that goes well, you kind of just slide down the ramp and then jump towards that monkey and just catch him while you're falling down, and it's really cool. Got screwed up with my barrels a bit. Oh, it's alright, you can just infinite jump back up. Got it.
Yes! I'm going for it!
So Spec Pack's a really tough level. There are a lot of monkeys to catch, and a lot of them are really annoying and can screw you over pretty heavily. Starts pretty straightforward. We stun this guy because if you don't, he has a chance to get into the mech that's behind him. And if he does that, it means you need to like enter the next room and then come back out to catch him, because we do need to catch that monkey. I'm gonna go for something here called Gate Catch. It's not the most common thing, but similar to the one we had in City Park, where this monkey can sometimes just like run towards the gate. So, got unlucky there, and so we just have to IJ over. It's not a big deal. So it's fine. There's a pretty high invisible wall there. Just didn't make it over the first time. There's someone who insists fighting that mech is faster than going for Gate Catch, but I don't know. No one else seems to do it, and other than him, no one has timed it, so
Who's that?
no name.
Oh, cool.
So we don't really know how actually viable that is.
And the mechs have a habit of crashing the game as well.
Yeah. So we use the RC car here to just make this monkey actually come out. He can be a bit of a troll. That would help. He can, like, if you shoot him with the slingshot, he'll notice you, and he can come out, but sometimes he'll just run backwards and forwards and not ever come out. I think my PB loses about 20 seconds to him just trolling me and staying inside, because I was stubborn and didn't pull out the RC car. So the RC car just makes it more consistent. And then with the strats we now go for in the next room that use the RC car, it's not that bad to switch there for it.
Yeah.
Like a 10 or 15 minute PB.
Yeah, in all monkeys, yeah.
To max back.
Yeah, because in all monkeys and 100% you do have to fight those. Yeah, they don't work properly.
So this TV tower route is maybe like a week or two old. It's really cool. There's a catch in this level called Basement Catch, and basically Saboom, it was like about 1 or 2 weeks ago, figured out like a way better way to actually get gate catch, basement catch rather. So it uses the RC car instead of using the Sun Club like we used to.
There you go. Oh no.
That's fine, we can just go out of the room and try it again.
Yeah, it's like 16 degrees. Like,
Cool,
there
we got it out. So third try is not great, but it's cool to show it off. Basically, how that happens is there's like a frame or something where after he gets damaged and is falling down, he like basically is like put upwards, and so in that like time where he's slightly upwards, you can just catch him. We also do a monkey manip there where the monkey sees us through the wall, so in the like stage where we sort of are infinite jumping up there, what we can do is like go really close to that wall so that that monkey sees us, and if we're lucky he can like just walk himself all the way out to the end there. Saves quite a lot of time. Saves us from ever actually like going all the way down into that button room.
and yeah, it's only winter in irrelevant countries. Yeah, that's what.
I'm gonna have to just die. That's why to recover this. So I approached the monkey up here from a really awkward angle and didn't actually land on here, and so he saw me.
Oh, later, Ross.
See you, rough. So yeah, wasn't the best. That's okay.
Later,
So, yeah.
Ross.
So here's another place where we need the RC car. So switching in, ever since the new strat, like the new basement catch, switching to RC car in Spec Fact got a lot more worth it, just because you don't actually have to switch back to sword. Actually gonna switch to the Skyflyer here as well to do another strat at the end of this fight. So this fight is the first boss fight that really like depends heavily on RNG. We get these blue attacks, and then hopefully I can show off some of the red attacks that you can get as well.
It's the first RNG boss, it's definitely not the last.
So yeah, we get a red attack there as well, which is nice. Basically, blue attacks lose about 6 seconds over a red attack.
And he damaged him though just by leaving the RC car underneath where his weak spot is. Just damage him immediately.
Shouldn't do too much.
Yes, these blue attacks are just bad luck. Can't do anything about it.
2 and 2, that's fine. That's absolutely acceptable. So now we move into the second phase of this fight. Hopefully we get some decent luck here. Yeah, so basically he just quickly goes out there and then we shoot him with an explosive. We'll do this 4 times, as long as we don't get trolled. On the 4th time is the final hit, and we'll do something cool there with the Skyflyer to end the fight in an optimal way. That's fine. Just means I
Oh,
Oops,
good.
I shouldn't have done that. So, that's what I was talking about before, my sound glitch. If you just hoop too much, which I just sort of unconsciously, like, subconsciously do, you get that. But, we do the final hit here with the Skyflyer. There's another strat, you can do it with the Stun Club as well, but it's a lot more precise. The Skyflyer is literally free. And basically, how that works is, when you finish the fight, he needs to fly into the middle, where he crashes. So if he, like, you deal the final hit, and he's way, way, way out, he flies really, really slowly into the middle, and then crashes. But if you can get him to attack you and come all the way into the middle before you hit him, then he doesn't have to travel as far, and so you save a lot of time through that.
Okay.
So now we're moving into the final level, which is split up into two parts. We have the Monkey Madness sort of theme park, where we need to save the professor. I think her name's Katie or something in NTSC. I don't know.
Yeah, they have different names in NTSC and PAL.
And Buzz, I'll call him, but he's Jake in NTSC.
Yeah. Buzz is a much better name.
Absolutely.
The voice actors are also much better on PAL. Like, this game would be so much better if PAL wasn't terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah, it runs at 5.6 speed, so it's not really running. But
Welcome to my circus.
You got some false intelligence.
yeah, so this is the last level, but it's stupidly long. Like, it's way longer than any other level, so... How long does this take in All Monkeys? It's like...
A good, I don't know.
Yeah, like,
in
it's
all
like
monkeys, it's
m-
ridiculous.
yeah.
There's like 20-something monkeys to catch in here, and it's just insanely long. Like, even in this category where we're catching the bare minimum, it takes us about 9 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
Best part
this
of the
is entirely an auto-scroller. We can do whatever we want. We can jump up and down. We can...
Jumping up and down on a roller coaster.
Yeah, that's about all we can do, actually.
Keep your hands and feet inside the ride.
So, there are just these gates that you need to jump over. The first sort of half of the roller coaster, the gates are consistent in where they are. The second half, there's like 12 gates or so that are placed, I think. And there's about 16 places they can be placed, and they just randomly choose between those places. So it's a little annoying because you can't know exactly where you need to jump over, but it's not too bad.
I think this is really scary in 100% though, because there's one of the coins that you
Yep.
have to jump for, and if you miss it, you have to do the whole coaster again. So it's like lose minutes. Oh, and yeah, apparently this level's like 20 minutes long in All Monkeys. Oh, well.
So that's the coin. If you missed that, you would need to do the whole thing again in 100%. So now we do some more cool out of bounds. Normally there's sort of a whole process you need to go through and like unlock some platforms and stuff, but naturally we don't have to do any of that. We just IJ through a hole in the roof here. Use the sky flyer. That's
Ooh,
not
that
good.
was weird.
Please don't void.
Oh no. You have to do the coaster again? Oh no. Yeah, so there's no death plane there, you just fall forever, so you have to exit the level. This is no longer the 43.
Let's go!
Basically I ended up on the wrong side of the wall there that I wanted to be on, and so there was nothing I could land on and there was no death lane, so we get to enjoy the roller coaster again.
Good stuff. Anyone got any good monkey facts?
I heard monkeys were originally green. So that's, aside from any game overing, that's probably the most costly mistake you could make in the entire game, just because of how long this coaster is.
I guess we can shout out the other runners of this game, maybe. I think Saboom is streaming attempts right now, so yeah, he's got the record. He's
Yeah, so
crazy good.
any run he's on is probably done a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah. Got Contra Arctic, also numbers. I don't know. Who else was
There's
this?
Enob, Hornlets.
Hornlets, yeah.
So yeah, the top three at the moment are sort of Hornlets, Arctic, and Saboom. I believe Kint's back from Japan now and is intending to start running this again, which is going to be really cool to see.
Yeah, he
Because Kint is another really good runner of this that has been away for a while now.
Yeah, he got really good really quickly. At this and Ape too, and then just kind of disappeared for a while when he went to Japan.
So this time we go through the hole in the roof and we end up on the right side of this. And we just sort of skyfly down, and on there, switch back to our net, and go into this room. Nice.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's not. The first one could. That's a no. So, ideally you would catch all three of those monkeys before they entered coffins at all.
They always come out of the same one though, so you know where to catch it.
So now we re-enter again because it just ends up being faster than going through the coaster exit.
Let's go!
So what we do there is a small time saver. If there's a cutscene that plays there that always loads, if it loads at the very start of the level, it takes like a solid 2-3 seconds to actually load the cutscene. But if you manage to hoop before the cutscene starts, like before you land on the ground, the cutscene won't play until you finish hooping, and like it just instantly loads. So
And this boss is well programmed.
don't fucking stop.
It takes like 5 hits, but you can just keep hitting him.
Screw that up. But yeah, you can just push him into a corner for whatever reason he doesn't go back, and so just to kill him. And so now we've saved Buzz, the Professor, and Katie, and we're heading off to the final half.
Yeah, that was only the first section of this level. There's a whole other thing. No music here for some reason. I don't know why. Followed by the best music in the game immediately afterwards.
So we do a strat here, where we do a death abuse, and at the same time trigger that monkey to push the button. The monkey needs to push the button so that UFOs outside of this room spawn. And we death abuse just because it's faster than going all the way up the ramp back to the top of the room. Probably something like a 1 or 2 second time save.
And yeah, best music in the game.
So hopefully these UFOs behave.
They often go.
That first one went well. And the second one we have 2 homings for. if you get lucky through the rest of the game, you can get more of these homing pellets, and it makes this final one a bit easier. But they went well. So now we're up to the final boss of the game. Mostly RNG. There's a little bit of skill-based stuff at the first phase of the fight, but after that, it's completely up to the game as to what time we get.
Yeah, many a good run has been lost to the final boss. Yeah, that's what happens if you drop an IJ. I think that was the first one in the run.
Might have been, yeah.
Yeah, first phase you just run forward and hit him.
You can speed this phase up a bit if you have some spirit explosives throughout the run. But since we don't, it's just boosted at him and hit him. That went pretty well. That was executed well. And now the run is entirely up to Iron Cheat.
Yeah, this boss fight can go on literally forever. You can only damage him after one of his attacks, and he can just decide not to do it.
So I look over here, it just reduces a bit of lag from actually not like looking at the final boss. So that's a good start.
So that's the attack.
That's the attack that we want. Good.
Going alright.
Oh, please. Fine. So those guys hurt you, these things here, but they also drop like 20 cookies when they hurt you, so it doesn't matter.
It's like Sonic. You get damage, but you just get it. Yeah, so that's the R&D portion of it.
I think it was like a 9 cycle, which is fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
Well, that explosive a little early. Shooting explosives here isn't really needed, but it can like speed up by frames probably.
And that's it.
And that's it. So now we get to listen to terrible voice actors whine at each other.
Yeah, NTSC voice actors,
ruined
no thank you.
everything. If it weren't for you, everything would be perfect.
He like sounds legitimately evil on the PAL version, but in NTSC he's just like whiny. Like he ruined everything.
And then Spike is a 10-year-old who sounds like he's
You must be
21.
joking.
Yeah.
You're not taking me anywhere. I'll never go back. I'm never going back to that rotten place. You listen, and you listen good. I will return. And when I do, I'll destroy you and the world as you know it. So you better be ready, because next time, I won't
Yeah, so
fail.
obviously you don't catch Spectre now, but if you catch all the monkeys in the game, you get a second like final boss fight where you actually fight Spectre and catch him and get the true ending.
Yes!
So that's Ape Escape, and I think up next we have Chocobo.
Chocobo Racing, yeah.
So, thank you for letting me do Ape Escape on the backup there.
Cool.
Does anyone other than Nick know anything about Chocobo Racing?
Fucking
Yeah, like, yeah, I watched one of Yaro's marathon runs once, but yeah, I watched one of Yaro's marathon runs once, but that's it.
He's in NTSC.
Oh, shit. Oh, nice. Base rocket with the Chocobo.
Stolen my other chairs.
Congratulations. I'll just sit here, I'll put this on and stop now. And then he runs away.
I'm gonna.
So is this just like a thing that some of the PS2s do? Because I've never seen mine stop, like with the thing.
Yeah, apparently parsoFish does as well though. Like, and yeah, I think Dash went